Happy Sunday, we live.
Yes, Alex the car doctor back at you with another live, good people.
And Mrs. Car Doctor in the house.
Yeah,
And look, we already
one.
got a question already. We just got here. What is Trey Forays? What's up, Trey? How you been? He
Trey,
says,
what's happening, buddy?
question, why does the owner's manual say to change oil every 10,000 miles or once a year if we know driving too long on oil can damage the motor?
All right, that's a good question. Um, Oil is all about the additives in it. The additives break down over time. So let's say take conventional oil. The conventional oil additives would normally break down at around 3,000 miles. If you're using like a synthetic blend, 5,000 miles to about 5,000 miles, I say. The higher dollar oils, they can last up to 10,000 miles. But you have to make sure you put the appropriate oil in that particular car. Um, you have to. It just, you can't use cheap oil. Because our VW, it's got 10,000 mile intervals, and I change it every 10,000 miles.
I love my car. Okay. My VW be riding. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Welcome if you're new here. I am Mrs. Car Doctor, Alex's wife, shop manager, boss,
Everything. My
lover,
everything.
and friend.
Yeah. My sneaky link sometimes.
Exactly.
That's what somebody said.
Drop where you're from. What's the weather like? Drop your car questions, all of that. We want to hear from you. We're here to help you for the next hour and a half or so. Lakes Automotive Diagnostics in the house. One of my favorites. Been missing you, Lake. I ain't been seeing you.
What's happening, buddy? That's my guy over there. Y'all check out his channel.
Joshua Rick says, what's up, y'all? Where's the cherry Pepsi?
I got something better than that today.
Go ahead. I think, listen, all those super chats been paying off. Yeah. Alice been over here drinking. What's this? Miller?
Yep.
I got it.
Old Miller.
You like it?
It's very smooth and sweet. Let me try it again for y'all.
Anyway, as he sips his beer, I try. Trey Foray says, I have to show y'all love every Sunday. I sure appreciate it, man.
I really do. This Miller, guys, is very smooth. It's more like a thick, syrupy, sweeter taste. I still prefer my Corona. It's just me. I like the crisp IPA sort of aftertaste that it gives.
Oh my God, he about to give us a whole lecture about there.
No, but I can get down with this.
It's y'all who giving them the super chat stickers, whatever. He been buying beer like crazy. Joshua Rick says, how do I do a seafoam treatment on a 01 Dodge 1500?
I actually have a video showing exactly how. You're going to want to watch that video because you can do it wrong and potentially hydrolock your engine, which will cause major engine damage. Watch that video. I highly suggest you look at that. I don't have a link for you.
I see. Can I put one in? I sneak one in, Josh. But it's on the channel. Like, just type in Alice the Car Doctor Seafoam, and it should pop up. It's a pretty popular video over there. Joshua, I'm gonna drink a cherry Pepsi when I get off of here for you, though. Colonel Buckshot, what's happening? Good evening, kings and queens.
That's our other family right there.
It's not easy being greasy. That's right. It's your lane. You know what, Colonel? It's been a tough week for the Car Doctor family. I tell you that much.
It's been one of those weeks.
Bill Gates says, "Ayo, fam, what's up?"
Nothing. Bill Gates. Bill Gates got all the money.
Look, let me hold some.
I know, right?
Let me get some to the 15th.
I need a good investor. I make your money go far.
Wait, don't y'all hate when people like, I can borrow some money? I get to you tomorrow. Can't you wait till tomorrow?
Just wait till tomorrow.
I don't know.
Leave me alone.
Ernie Hall says, hello, Alex. My 05 Impala just stalls when driving. Just had a tune-up. No check engine light. Any ideas?
The first thing that comes to mind is like a faulty torque converter or something dealing with the transmission. You need to make sure your check engine light works. Sometimes people will be riding around and their check engine light bulb is blown out. You can do a bulb check just by turning your ignition in the on position right before you start it, and that does a bulb check to make sure your check engine light actually works. If your check engine light is working, the only thing that sometimes won't cause a check engine light code is transmission problems. Sometimes, not all the time.
Hope that helps, Ernie. 345 Hemi 300 says, how would I get to you to work on my car? Where are you from? We from Atlanta, Georgia. Born and raised. However, our shop is in Morrow, Georgia, which is like minutes from the Atlanta airport.
Like
it's
10 minutes from the Atlanta
airport.
It's
Atlanta is like you go 10 clicks to the south, you in Forest Park, then you cross this street, you in Morrow. But so we just say Atlanta for the people that's not from here, but it's actually Morrow, Georgia. And I will go ahead and put the address right here on the screen for you. And you can also Google it too. You just Google Alex the Car Doctor.
Very Googleable. I think I said that right.
Right.
Googleable.
It's Googleable. But Morrow, Georgia, that is the address. And like I said, if I take it off the screen too fast, you could definitely Google it 345 and we'll find me. William Carter says from Brandywine, Maryland, about 45 degrees. Oh my God. Very windy today. Man, we're supposed to be coming up on spring, but I feel like the weather gonna be like hot. Psych. It's winter.
Yeah. That's that cocoa weather you dealing with, man. I be sipping me some cocoa somewhere cuddled up, booed up with my wife.
We be booed up for real. William Carter says, yes, sir, Corona Premier for the win.
Hey. I love that Corona, man. It's just something about it.
Demontre, I hope I said that right. Do they call you Trey? I want to know. Good afternoon, fellow mechanic.
Hey, what's happening, buddy? It's always good to see fellow mechanics.
Now, he got one of my favorite, Dennis Vandergriff, old fat Dutchman in the house.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Live, y'all. That's my boo right there.
Yeah, we got a family over here, man.
Yeah, coffee, Kilava. It says, I had an oil change at a quick lube on my Eco Diesel.
I like those Eco Diesels.
3 days later, my oil cooler failed. Should I go after the shop?
It's very hard to say. Dealing with something like that, and it's kind of the shop fault for not properly notating stuff. That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I forget what he has, a Dodge Eco Diesel. I'm pretty sure.
What kind of Eco Diesel you got?
I think they call the Dodge the Eco Diesel. Especially if I know, like on the Pentastars, the oil cooler. See, I don't see a lot of Dodge Eco Diesels. I see them not that often. But if it was a situation like the Pentastar where the oil filter housing is a part of the oil cooler, and if it's leaking or cracked, then you have a good case there because they could have over torqued it or did something along that line to stress it out. But if it's not a part of the oil cooler system, not part of the oil filter system, it's going to be kind of hard to say they did anything. It's just could just be one of those things. The
burden of proof would be on you to do that. So if you ain't got no proof now in our shop, and this is something that I'm on Alex about 24/7. I stole this idea I'm in like Facebook groups for auto repair shop owners. It's the 300% rule. 100% cars that come in get an inspection. 100% cars come in, the customer is going to get recommended stuff. And shoot, I just forgot what the last 100%.
Everybody get a quote.
Oh, I said recommend 100% quoted on the stuff.
Yeah.
Because if it's easy for a consumer to come in and say, well, hey, my car wasn't doing that before, or hey, y'all changed my oil, now my oil cooler leaking. That's why we notate everything, and it's good practice for shops to do that. So it's possible it was already leaking and they didn't notate it, or something funny went on with it. It's just really hard to tell. But if you can have proof, or if they're the only ones that, is it a maintenance item? So it's just a lot that goes into it.
A lot.
But good luck, though.
Yeah, good luck for sure, buddy.
Bill Gates says, hello, Alex. When a trans drain plug is stuck or stripped, or when a bolt is rusted and has to be drilled out, how do you replace it? Do you have more around, or do you have someone go out to get it?
I have the parts place that I deal with. I have different accounts with different parts companies like AutoZone, O'Reilly's. I don't deal with Advance anymore. That's a story for another day. I just call them up and they normally have it delivered within like 30 minutes. Now, normally how I get out strip bolts, I will, if it permits, I will hammer a smaller socket, a 12-point socket on there that'll grip down on it very well. Or I will weld something on there and bloop, get it right off. Or heat it up. It just depends on the situation because you can't use heat around gas lines and whatnot. So you just got to be mindful of, which area you're dealing with an oil pan. So hammering something may be permitted if it's not like aluminum where it can easily crack. If you got a metal oil pan, you just boop, 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 and normally it'll come out right off, or use heat.
All right. Hope that helped, Bill.
I've never drilled Oil drain pan bolt though.
Mm.
Yeah, never dripped one.
Edward says, how many O2 sensors do a Dodge 1500 have?
They normally have about 4. That's going to be like a V8. So for each bank, you're going to have 2 oxygen sensors, because for each bank, you're going to have 2 catalytic converters. Most situations, you're just going to have 1 catalytic converter, but it still can be 2 banks. But we're not talking about your situation. I think your engine is either the 5.2 or the 5.9. And I do believe it does have 2 catalytic converters. Yeah. So for each catalytic converter, you need 2 oxygen sensors, one upstream and one downstream. So just depends on how many catalytic converters you have.
Jose says, hi, Alex and Miss. I have a problem with my 2013 Chevy Cruze LTZ. Has the light oil pressure low on dash. How and stability light. Oh, now he probably meant. And stability light and radio off intermittent time. How can fix? Thank you.
That's a rough one, because I'm gonna have to actually do personal tests with it. Oil pressure low is normally related to either you don't have enough oil in your car, normally not enough oil in your car, a defective oil pressure switch, or a stopped up oil filter. I've seen that, especially with GM vehicles. Now, that was for the oil pressure stuff. For the stability light and stuff, you may have an electrical issue going on. Yeah, I couldn't really advise you on that, because it could be so many different scenarios going on with that situation. So,
especially with the radio intermittent situation.
There's definitely got an electrical problem somewhere.
How would you trace that down though? If he's mechanically inclined,
a DIY person, like your everyday at home person, they always gonna pretty much have problems chasing down that electrical problem, because they don't have access to the appropriate diagrams. And,
okay.
Then some people don't even know how to read a diagram, so it's gonna be kind of hard.
Gotcha. All right. Felisa, I hope I said that right. Quarles, hello from Indiana.
Oh, nice. Indiana in the house. What's
How
happening?
are you? Trey Foray says, do you guys have plans to make a full video posting schedule? I see y'all's challenge having the potential to be one of the big... Man, listen.
It's hard. It's
so hard. I'm going to sneak tell you right now, I got like 2 or 3 videos that I'm posting next week. But
yeah, this is a question for my wife.
Shooting it, editing it, it's like sometimes I have a lot going on. My daughter's getting ready for prom. She just left the military ball.
Got
kids. One does guitar every Wednesday, and sometimes when I get home, I just don't feel like editing the videos. That's just really it. So it's really on me. I have the footage, and then you have situations like our service writer. She's getting ready to go on vacation, so that means I have to be stuck at the desk that whole week. So it's like the footage and the content is gonna slow down that week.
Yeah, because I do okay shooting my own videos, but I really like when my wife do it, because sometimes I'm not very good with words, just to be honest with you guys. I have a hard time getting stuff out sometimes, and my wife kind of guides me, like, oh, you should say it like this, or you should do it like this, and it just makes the videos a lot better. When we put out stuff, we want it to be great. We don't want
the best we can,
great, the best we can. We don't want it to look funny, because we're gonna always have that complainer out there. Oh, you should have did this. Look, dude, I'm just trying to help you.
This is not a Marvel Studio, baby. This is Forest Park. We out here with an iPhone. But keep rocking with me, Trey. We gonna get you.
We getting it together, man.
Gene 1984 say, what's going on, ATL Top Mechanics? I'm in the building. Nice. Alex the car doctor. What's up, Gene?
What's happening, Gene?
We getting a little bit of warm weather, a little bit. We getting something. Edward Brown says, how many O2? Oh, we answered that one already. He says, I've been told 3 and 4, but I only see 2.
You may only have 1 catalytic converter. I haven't seen a 99 Ram in a while. I normally work on the newer stuff. So it just depends.
If you got 1 cat, you got 2. If you got 2 cats, it should be 4.
Well, it can be also like it's so many. It's so weird, because for each bank, you're definitely gonna have 2 oxygen sensors, 2 upstreams for each bank, and if you only have one cat, you're gonna have one downstream. So that makes 3. But like I said, if you have 2 cats, you're gonna have 4. It's just weird.
So count the cats,
Yeah.
meow.
Count the cats.
And see. Baby Boomer says, hi y'all. Alex, what are your secret to taking off oxygen sensor?
You can use heat. You can either use MAP gas. That's my favorite. It burns a lot hotter than propane. The propane is going to come in a blue bottle. The MAP gas is going to come in a yellow bottle. And I just heat it up. Or if you don't have access to heat, or if the area is a little bit dicey, meaning it's wires and gas lines around the area, you can always use penetrating oil and let that soak in overnight. That works sometimes. And just get a good O2 sensor socket too. Do not get cheap stuff. Get a good O2 sensor socket too. Yep.
All right, cool. Domingo Lugo, thank you for the super chat.
Cheers.
In here.
That's what I'm talking
Charles
about.
Levitt, thank you so much for the super chat. He had a question.
Pleasure.
I replaced my 2013 Charger 3.6 Pentastar with 150,000 miles on it with rocker and lifters, aluminum oil coolant, coolant crossover, thermostat, plug, coils. Thank you so much for all your awesome how-to videos.
That's what it's all about.
And you finna get about 200, 300,000 miles out that Pentastar.
Pentastar's get a bad rep, but if you take care of them and upgrade them with the necessary upgraded parts, you'll be fine. Like they're just now. I think AutoZone took my advice. They had like the engineer come out to me, like the rep or something, like, hey, what problems are y'all running into with different parts? I told them the plastic thermostat housing. I was like, I think it warps and does something funny because I just keep having comeback after comeback after comeback. The only time I get a good thermostat is from the dealership. I don't care if it's Motor Rad, Dormant, the store brand. It just don't work. It always come back. AutoZone now has an aluminum thermostat housing. Oh, it's so amazing, man.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to see
even
that.
the dealership there's on back order.
Yeah,
So that lets you know it's a problem. But thank you so much for the super chat.
I really appreciate
I'm
that.
proud of you for
Cheers.
listening. And I hope that your Charger with the Pentastar take you many miles.
It will take you many miles.
Especially if you done did everything. You done did everything. So good job. Good job. DJ Chucky Madden says, hey, glad I caught up with you guys. Question about the oil. Do you recommend installing oil catch cans on V8 engine? Thanks.
I recommend installing oil catch cans on many engines. Oil catch cans is a great way to keep like heavy oil, like major oil out of your engine. It keeps your engine cleaner. It works wonders. I think it can save some of the Pentastar tick. That's just my opinion, because most of the time the Pentastar tick will come from the passenger side head first, because that's where the crankcase ventilation valve is, and when you pull that head off, it's always that's the head that's always stained with crankcase vent. You know, and that's carbon deposits, all kind of weird stuff that's getting, pulled up through there. And I think catch cans may work. It's worth a try.
Yeah. Because right now it's like there's no really way to prevent it. Per a gentleman, JT, that worked at the dealership, Dodge dealership, there's no way to prevent the rockers. They just go.
Yep.
Mechanic Joe in the house. What's up, Joe? How's work for you up there?
Sure.
I forget where you from though, but how's work? Everything good? No crazy customers? Yes, I hate working out in these brutal summers. It gets hot. Yeah, it's coming.
It's rough.
Alex used to be a mobile mechanic out in the heat, and he used to come home just
snow,
beat.
the hot.
Yeah. Chris Wright says hello from Sacramento, California.
Nice.
What's going on from Cali? 345 Hemi says, I have a 2005 Chrysler 300 with a 2.7. Oh my God. That's Alex hate that in. It used to leak water from the weep hole and recently just overheated, but the oil and water are still good and separate. And the car just turns over, no start.
Now, you can have blown head gaskets in certain different types of ways. Not every time the oil and coolant is going to mix. I've seen blown head gaskets where that's not the case at all, and the car don't even want to start no more. What you can do if you suspect you have a blown head gasket, and what helps to get the car back started, and if it works, you definitely know you have a blown head gasket, is remove that radiator cap. If you remove that radiator cap and try to turn it over and act like it's getting better and better and eventually start up, you definitely have a blown head gasket. If you keep that radiator cap on, it's going to keep that pressure inside the system, and it just throws everything off. You have to remove the radiator cap if you have a blown head gasket. You can try to get it started up. I just had a situation like that with a Nissan. Didn't start. I removed the radiator cap while I was spinning it over, water just gushing out, and it crunk right up. White smoke like crazy, of course, but it crunk up.
Kipo Ramos. Alicia, I hope I said that right. Hey, your thoughts on the AFD DOD disabler from Range for Chevy?
I'm not sure from Range. I'm not familiar with Range. But if you can, me personally, I can't do DOD deletes. First of all, I'm in the public eye. The folks may be watching, it's illegal. You're gonna have to find a performance shop that's going to be able to do that for you. Range and maybe like some type of tuner that you're using to just disable it, I'm assuming, because there's plenty of tuners out there you can just hook up to your car and it will turn off the displacement on demand. That's sort of like a Band-Aid. It does work. You just, it's a Band-Aid. It's a good Band-Aid too. It may prevent them from getting stuck by not engaging it, but sometimes you still can have lifter failure even though you have a Diablo Range or whatever you want to call it to turn it off.
And for those who don't know what they're talking about, because I know they're doing acronym AFD DOD disabler and stuff, what they're talking about is the Chevy 6.2
6.253.
They're having lifter failure, and because it has the DOD system, the AFM. So what is it? Explain that real quick. I know half of turn off of some. It be failing. Now we're going to do it my way. It be failing. And it costs thousands of dollars to fix. And so the aftermarket remedy right now is to disable the system and ride forever for your Cadillac Escalade.
They basically turn a V8 into a 4-cylinder.
Right. But it's illegal because the folks don't want you to do it. So I don't know. So that's what they're talking about. For us people that be like, okay, what are they talking about?
Yeah, that went left.
Duval in the house.
Oh, man, I appreciate that, homie.
Duval says, y'all know I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm still tuned in. Love y'all hard work because the wife worked just as hard. Hey, you better know it.
Said it there.
You better know it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duval. That's my guy right there, man. He be on it in them comments. Okay, telling what is and what it ain't. I appreciate you.
Much appreciated.
All right, Coffee Quilava. I hope I'm saying that right because I feel like it's Spanish, or is it Quilava? I don't know. Oil cooler is just like the Dodge V6 when we're saying the quick lube place. If it's just like the Dodge 360, then it's probably just worn.
Talking about on the Eco Diesel.
Yes.
If it's just like the 3.6.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have over. They could have over.
Oh, they could have.
Yep. If it's like the 3.6 Pentastar on that Eco Diesel, yeah, they probably did it. But still, like we mentioned before, it'd be hard to prove.
You have to take it to get a second opinion because they ain't gonna. What the issue is, they ain't gonna fess up to it. Not a lot of shops will. Okay. Oh, we will.
Perfect example for our next door neighbor.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to prove.
Yeah, okay. So my neighbor got an Audi. She been going to the Valvoline to get an oil change. That's number one no. And I'm gonna say this for all you people in the comments, or if that's watching that have European vehicles, okay, like Audi, Mercedes, BMW. Don't take your stuff to no quick lube place. Go to the dealership.
Please don't do that.
Because we don't even know if they're putting the right oil, stuff, just stuff, But anyway, she got the oil change back in November from them. Fast forward, now her engine is knocking currently today.
Yeah.
So she took it to VW dealership.
It's making noise. It's not knocking. It's got increased clearance.
Well, it don't supposed to sound like it sounds.
It sounds like a diesel.
She took it to the VW dealership. They trying to sell her timing chain. They trying to say she need what, about $11,000 worth of work.
About $12,000 worth of work.
Basically, she's saying, should she go after Valvoline? It's like, well, look, you really can't prove that. We can't say that they did it. They told you ran it low on oil. We don't know if they didn't put the right oil in that. We don't know.
The car is just puking oil.
Yeah.
The story is they overfilled the oil, increasing crankcase pressures, and it blew out one of the seals on the vehicle, and she basically ran it low. Even with oil in the car to this day, the oil light will come on saying stop engine. And once I seen that, I was like, you need an engine.
So it's hard for her to go pinpoint that at Valvoline. Yeah. It really is. So
because it could have been just a coincidence. It's just one of those things.
It's hard to do coffee. So, I mean, unless you know for sure, like, hey, my oil cooler went leaking before. Now it's leaking after y'all did this. Did you guys over torque it? Take it to a second opinion shop that you trust, maybe.
Even then, because I couldn't say, hey, they actually did this. I can only notate what I see at the time.
So we would be like, okay, these bolts are too tight.
Yeah, you have to get a torque wrench, and some torque wrenches will, once you remove a fastener, it will register the torque on that oil filter housing cap. And if you can do that and notate the number of whatever it's torqued at, just to break the thing loose, it's still, even sometimes that's a little dicey, because sometimes when stuff settle in place, it should work. It shouldn't be over torqued. Yeah.
But you have to prove it though before you go after it. Because they ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, we did. Now us, listen, and I'm gonna say this because of what we've been dealing with. If a shop does wrong, if Alex is not perfect, he's knowledgeable, he's a great tech, but he's still a human.
Yeah, definitely.
So if a customer come back and say, hey, Alex, I'm noticing this wasn't happening before, the first thing I'm gonna do is not say, well, look, you're gonna need a new diag. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Or let me blow you off until next week.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Listen, this is the earlier. How soon can you come by, ma'am, so we can have a look at our work again? That's number one. Yeah. If we look back over the work and determine that, hey, everything is fine, then we'll say, well, listen, it seems like you have a new problem. Can we diagnose the new problem for you? Not, completely blow you off. So it's kind of like, hopefully, if you can call them back and let them know your concerns, maybe. But if I don't see them saying, oh, yeah, we freaked up your oil cooler. You know what I mean? So good luck. Let us know, though.
Yeah, keep us informed.
Pocket Monster D says, what aftermarket rotor brand would you recommend?
I like AutoZone Gold Series rotor. I just put those on my wife's car. They're coated in some type of black. Yeah.
Black material. Elites on mine.
No, that's the brake pads. Oh, I gotta sneeze. My nose is messing up today. I've been holding them together. I don't want y'all guys teasing me a drug jokes talking about someone running lines.
Somebody saying they're them lines.
Look, I'm like, man, it's good to get picked on because I'm always messing with folks.
Duralast Gold Series is our favorite. We've been having a lot of problems out of the CarQuest brand.
Yeah, CarQuest is
and we've been warranting those out a lot lately. So we rock. Well, even on our personal cars, we rock with the Duralast Gold Series.
They coated in some type of black coating, and that basically prevents them from rusting. Even though when the black coating will rub off, but where the pads, they'll rub off where the pads meets the rotors, but the rest of it still be coated in that black, and they just don't rust. So I rock with those and never had any issues out of them.
Cruz says, what's going on, Alex? I like your videos. How much do you charge me to replace the rear main motor seal on an 06 Chrysler 300 2.7?
You would have to call the shop. It may be easier just to pull the transmission, so you'll be getting charged for transmission R&R. I'm not sure what that is because we don't have our labor computer in front of us. But for rear main seal, I'm pretty sure that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and it may not be the rear main seal. It may be a top leak. You always have to fix the leaks up top before you can blame a rear main seal, because you can easily overlook something. Oh yes, it's the rear main seal. You clearly have a leak up top, drizzling down, making it look like it's the rear main seal.
So call me, 470-435-0015. I'll be at work and I have the labor guide in front of me to give you a proper quote, because we work on so many cars throughout the day. Like, we don't keep the different pricing in the head because it's different for every car. Souls 2400. Thank you for the super chat. Maintenance you suggest for my Jeep Patriot front wheel drive 2012 Sport, 150,000 miles. Other than the maintenance book, it has a timing chain. Wait a minute. Okay, it has a timing chain and a CVT.
That's that 2.4 engine that I got in my lobby.
Oh, I replaced the transmission fluid and the filters already.
Okay. So that's a pretty easy engine to maintain. The problem is going to lie with that CVT transmission that came from Nissan. Yes, that's a Nissan CVT transmission that you have in that Jeep Patriot. Just recently discovered that. What I would suggest, if you haven't, you said a 150, make sure you're up to date on your spark plugs. Somebody's calling.
It's my daughter calling. Wait a minute.
Make sure.
What happened?
Okay, we're back. Make sure you update with your spark plugs. Make sure your belt and tensioner and idler pulleys are good, or just replace them at that miles, because you're kind of up in miles if you don't, especially if you don't have no history of it. Also, do a fuel induction service. You said you already did your transmission fluid and filter already, so you should be golden there. That's a very important when maintaining that particular transmission. I suggest changing that transmission fluid. I think it bleeped out, sweetie.
I'm sorry,
I don't know if you guys can still hear me. My wife messing with stuff. No, it's okay. That transmission fluid, I suggest changing out every 25,000 miles. That particular CVT transmission. So hopefully that helped. And again, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you. All right, let me go back. Domingo Lugo. That's where we at. Right? All right. Domingo says, hi, I love your vibe, Alex.
Oh,
I feel your truthfulness. And with that being said, can I have my car sent to you from Chicago? Because too many dishonest mechanics over here.
That's far.
2002 Tahoe runs, but needs a, what's that, Domingo?
Needs a mechanic?
Chick. I don't know.
Probably need a mechanic.
I mean, if you want to.
My wife can probably get you a better rate on shipping.
Yeah. If you want to. My only thing about that, you in Chi-Town, that rust.
Yeah, that rust is something serious. Like,
because we got a customer from Milwaukee now, and I promise you, he had his car shipped down here. Lord have mercy. Just I don't see how the North mechanics do.
First off, the dude he's not listening to me. It's best. This goes for everyone, guys. It's best to get the mechanic parts. I'm not saying that because I mark up my parts and I make money off of them. It's best to get the mechanic parts because you can hold them liable for anything that happens to those parts or happen with that job. Let's say you like, I don't want to spend that much money on the car and I want to get all my own parts from eBay and whatever the case may be and cheap out. Well, guess what? If that don't work out, the parts or something don't work out with that job, the mechanic can easily blame the parts, or it could be the parts' fault truly, and he can just give the car back to you and be like, I don't want to deal with it no more. Mm-hmm. You're on your own, buddy, or you can pay me again to put it back on. Y'all can keep going in this cycle of making the mechanic rich by doing the same job but over and over again versus just letting the mechanic get the parts and letting him be 100% reliable for it. Because you get a 2-year warranty with me.
Mm-hmm. Nationwide,
actually. So that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. If anything goes wrong in Georgia and you just on the road trip to Chicago, you can find a shop in our network and they should fix it for free under warranty. But yes, if you want to, you can call me tomorrow and I'll let Shan know that you'll be calling as well and we can see what we could coordinate for you.
Heck, I'd probably make a video out of your truck.
Yeah, man. We'll film everything and show it to you. No problem. Bryce says, hey, Alex, my friend has a 2014 Chevy Cruze that has a P0420 code. It is saying that it is the cat converter, but could it be spark plugs? It has 134,000 miles.
You had the fine line between it could be spark plugs or it could be actually that catalytic converter. The reason I say it could be spark plugs because if he never had no history of the spark plugs been done, you're supposed to, on that particular engine, you're supposed to replace the spark plugs every 100,000 miles. I do believe it has iridium plugs, which last 100,000 miles. What I would suggest to your friend is that he do a tune-up, use the correct plugs, either NGK or AC Delco, iridium plugs. They're going to be expensive, so don't let that scare you, but definitely use the correct stuff and do a fuel induction service to clean up all the gunk in the engine. Because I always tell people a clean engine is a happy engine, and the catalytic converters have to work less when the engine is clean versus when the engine is dirty, the catalytic converters have to work more, and it just can't keep up sometimes.
And if your maintenance is up to date, you're going to have to get them catalytic converters from the dealership.
Yep.
Because every cruise that we've worked on in the last 6 months, the aftermarket solutions are not working.
We learned the hard way.
So you have to get it from the dealership, unfortunately, right now. Now, unless the aftermarket people done made a change, but
somebody said, Flo, what?
Can you scoot over
I'm sorry,
a little bit? You all, I can't, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody said, what's that brand?
MagnaFlow.
MagnaFlow was pretty good, so you can try them first, but
ain't nobody got time for that, honey. Go on to the dealership, get them cats, and call it a day. I heard this out the vendor mouth, himself, and I experienced
I
it.
say try MagnaFlow, because the dealership prices, once you see that, you're gonna be like,
oh, you're gonna fall out.
You're gonna have a heart attack.
I think it was $1,100.
I don't know.
Somewhere like that.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Probably
and that's
more
just
than
for the part.
1100.
I can't remember. I think it was 11.
No, I think it was more.
I don't know.
I think it was more.
Anywhere from 700 and
the
up.
lady almost had a heart attack.
No. Shout out to her. She keep that cruise running, man. Ben Ross says, yo, what up, Mr. and Mrs. Car Doctor?
What's happening, Ben?
How you doing, Ben? Hope you all are feeling better. I'm telling you, we trying.
Man.
Any clue that
allergies kicking my butt.
Right. It says it's gonna be high pollen count this year.
Jeez.
You're gonna have to stay on it. This man,
I'm just gonna wrap myself in a bubble.
He does not take his allergy medicine. I don't know why he want to survive and thrive.
My natural immune system build up now. So I don't like medicine.
When you've been married as long as I have, you just let them go ahead and do what they're gonna do. That's it. Anyway, hope you're feeling better. Any clue what a standard size bolt is on the exhaust pipe catalytic converter connection where the gaskets are?
I am the wrong person for that, buddy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't answer that. Hopefully somebody in the comments can help you out.
For sure. Alex got a big old bolt box. If something wrong, he just gonna go dig in that. Bill Gates, thank you for the super chat. Y'all are really showing love tonight. I appreciate y'all for real. Says
I'm gonna go buy me some allergy medicine with that.
Listen, allergy medicine is expensive.
Oh man,
I'm telling you.
I sure appreciate that, y'all.
Bill Gates says, I'll let y'all hold $10 to the mark.
Oh, snap, that's what I'm talking about. Bill Gates.
My 2 cents. Keep up the Challenger Charger content if you want more subs. Absolutely. Every time one come in there. Matter of fact, I got a Charger video going up next week. It was a coolant issue. And a Chrysler 300 just so happened to come in. So I was able to film all of that. So I appreciate your 2 cents. I love feedback about the channel. Like, we're getting ready to cross over 50,000 subscribers. And so we're getting ready to do a giveaway as promised. So y'all stay tuned for that, all our YouTubers. I don't know, Facebook got like 72,000.
Yeah,
over there,
Facebook's showing out on YouTube.
Yeah, they are. Y'all, I gotta pump out the loan for him. Jason Gonzalez says, just want to say hi, wishing y'all the best.
Man, appreciate
Thank you, man.
it,
We take the well wishes.
Gonzalez.
I
like it.
I love Spanish. It's such a beautiful language. Ali says, I want to swap a 5.7 Hemi into a Chrysler 200 2016. Is that doable?
Okay.
First of all, that'll be the baddest 200 I ever seen.
First off, a 200, that's a front wheel drive base car. You're gonna have to do some chopping, meaning it'll be a funny car at that point. You know the funny cars that it'd be a freaking Toyota Camry, but it'd be long, and you get what I'm saying, guys. The cars that travel 300 miles an hour. That's gonna be a very hard swap to do. It's best just to buy a Chrysler 300 or a Charger with the Hemi already in it. You will spend way less money.
You're gonna have to fabricate a lot of things.
You're gonna have to convert it to rear wheel drive. I've never seen a front wheel drive Hemi before. Anything is possible, but I just haven't seen it before. And I look at stuff all the time.
It's a lot about it. All the money you're gonna spend doing that, you might well get you a little Hemi, go ahead.
Because you're gonna have to chop that body and make it rear wheel drive, and that's a project right there, not for the everyday consumer. It'll be hard for me to do.
Absolutely. Real quick, y'all, hit that like button to support us. That way the robots that control the stuff can let them know that, hey, people are actually watching and engaging. All it takes is a little boop, and we appreciate that.
Let me hit the bathroom real quick.
See, I knew you were gonna have to do that. You not. I told you not to drink that beer on.
I don't got nothing to do with the beer.
Alex got to have a potty break. It's gonna be quick though. Don't worry. Miss Car Doctor gonna take good care of y'all. I'm gonna go to Gio Madrigal, and I'm gonna take Alex's seat since he want to go to the bathroom. This really my seat. Y'all know I sit on this side. Gio Madrigal says, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Car Doctor. Did y'all have a cherry cola today, or is it just a cold start type of day? I'm trying to change my life, Gio. I didn't have one today. I'm drinking cranberry pomegranate juice that I just found at Walmart. So I do have my cherry Cokes just once every little piece of time I can get one. Have I had one this week, Alex?
No.
I haven't had one this week. So maybe next week I might drink me one. Have you been drinking cherry Coke?
Me? No.
Yeah. All right.
I have not.
You coming back?
Yeah, that's great. That's not
well, you move your feet, you lose your seat. So
yeah, it'd be all right. This is my seat normally.
All right. So Gio was asking that we have our cherry cola today. No, we drinking beer and cranberry juice.
Yeah, beer and cranberry juice.
Bill Gates says 30-minute delivery. That's primo courier service from O'Reilly's and AutoZone. Nice, man. Yeah. So listen,
we spend bank with them.
Yes, we spent a lot of money. I think last time I heard, we were number 3 in Atlanta.
That's pretty impressive.
Atlanta.
Like, small little me.
Right.
What with the big dogs?
We spending money, honey. And so listen, I have a good relationship with them. I have a good relationship with that district manager. They come and visit us. When I feel like when at certain shops, when the cam come in, people are rude. I'm kind to everyone. Like whatever they want to pitch me, I let them pitch me, and I decide whether it's going to be good for my business or not. And I have a good relationship with them. So
I love that AutoZone.
When I call,
don't want to move from.
I know area. When I call, and you know how they supposed to say AutoZone. No, they say Alex the Car Doctor, and it messes me up. So we have a good relationship with the parts people. Like they will go above and beyond just to make sure.
All the time, they'll go to the dealership to get parts for me.
Yeah, man. They will.
I was like, what?
Because we treat them right. We respect them. We love them. We need them. I always tell people we have to work together to make sure that the customer is getting taken care of. I'm your customer, and they're my customer. And they always treat us right.
At the end of the day,
shout out to Jamal.
Yeah,
Jamal, if you're watching this from AutoZone, Aisha, everybody up there at the Forest Park
Deborah.
Club.
Can't forget about Miss Deborah.
That's my favorite driver right there, Mr. Ken. All of them. Like I know them by name. So that's why we get parts.
And they know
quick.
all my little drug jokes. I'm like, y'all bringing me some bricks today. Yeah, y'all got me that.
And they go along with it, which is crazy. They going to jail. All y'all going to jail. Brian's son, Samaya. I must not do that. I would love to practice it, but
Samoya.
No. Samoya. Ooh, I almost got it.
I'm gonna butcher everybody.
2008 Tundra. When I'm driving, once I reach about 40 and up, the truck starts shaking hard. I let go of the gas or give it more, it'll go away when it comes back, and so forth. Then it comes back and so forth.
That's a hard one. Shaking very hard. I let go of the gas or give it more gas, it'll go away. It sounds like you're having some type of drivetrain issue. Mm-hmm. Maybe an out-of-line drive shaft or some bad U-joints, or bad center support bearing. Something with that drive shaft is not right. Definitely need to get that checked out, because that can leave you on the side of the street or destroy your transmission. Mm-hmm. Please get that checked out as soon as possible, because I don't want to see you on the side of the street.
That's right, Brian. And it seems like you got a cute little baby in that doggone. And then working and breaking down with a kid.
Yeah, see, I don't know what year he said it was.
08.
Yeah, I don't know if it has a center support bearing or what. I forget. I think it does have a center support bearing. It sounds like something along that line.
Risk taken. All right. I love what you do. The communication with the people and being hands-on with your knowledge from Jacksonville, Florida.
Nice, man. I'm gonna be up there visiting y'all pretty soon.
I know. No, we're not. We're going to Charleston.
Oh.
That's where we're going for spring break.
Uh,
If y'all see us around, say what's up in Charleston. We're going to be there. Bryce says, I'm looking at a 2020 Ford Fusion Hybrid. Is this a good suggestion? Have you seen a lot in the shop? Where my book at? Because you know what, y'all? We was just...
right now.
Listen. Alex daddy.
No, I have not seen.
Yeah, answer the question first.
In the shop. Ford has, in my opinion, has been kind of on it lately, surprisingly, because Ford used to be back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You may be okay. Me personally, I don't like hybrid like that. It's the reason why. I prefer a plug-in hybrid if I'm gonna go hybrid. Hybrid, when those batteries fail, you're gonna basically the car, you just got to throw it away because the car batteries, those hybrid batteries, is an arm and a leg, and if you go like rebuilt batteries for a fraction of the price, it's not gonna last you long. It's just a band-aid. Yeah, that's just my opinion on hybrids. I like plug-in hybrid because you can actually plug it in overnight and get like a certain mileage on pure electricity. And then if you don't plug it in, or if you never plug it in, it's just a regular hybrid. It's like my weapons. I choose weapons if they have multiple uses. Let's take a judge, for example. I know I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry.
He just want to talk about his gun.
A judge can shoot like 3 different rounds: 45 ACP, 45 long colt, and 410 shot shell. I like like uses.
Get more for your money.
More for my money.
Yeah.
Versus just a regular hybrid. It's like the computer is controlling everything.
And them batteries ain't cheap.
Nope.
When they go out either.
If I got to pay for some batteries, I want to have a plug-in hybrid. Hey, at least I'm going to get use out of the electricity that I'm using, not letting the computer choose what to do all the time. That's just my 2 cents.
So what would you recommend instead of the Ford Fusion Hybrid? Do they have the plug-in hybrid?
Maybe set on the Ford Fusion. I don't know. I think it's a good car. I'm not saying that's not a good car.
You'll get it?
Yeah.
It's not in there.
I wouldn't get it personally.
It's a 2020. It's not in there.
Okay. I wouldn't get it personally. I would do the Hybrid King, which is Toyota. Toyota came out with the hybrid.
But see, that's the thing, though. Because, see, the issue is Toyota's expensive.
It is.
It's you. Everybody say, oh, what's the best car to get? What's the best car to get? Obviously, it's going to be Toyota and Honda. However, some people don't have Toyota Honda money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, me being one of them. Okay, so your second best, it's hard to say, man. That's why
I have customers that has that hybrid, and he has a lot older Ford, and it doesn't give him problems. He just have to put tires on it every now and then. I don't see him. So definitely go for it.
Which Fusion have the transmission problem? Or am I thinking about something else?
I think you're thinking about something else. I say it's a goodbye.
It's a goodbye. Just beware.
Any other techs, any Ford techs out there, please comment down below. Help this guy out, because I don't see a lot of this particular vehicle. Just because I don't see a lot doesn't not necessarily mean they have problems and it's maybe a nightmare. So please, someone chime in.
So you're just going off of your experience with hybrid, period. So if you can find a plug-in hybrid option, Bryce, that would be the best for you. Mr. New NYC, New York says, what's good, family? I love your videos, quality over quantity.
Oh man, that is our thing.
Real, man.
That is always our thing.
I had a 2011 Traverse and I cleaned my throttle body, having an issue with the P02176 idle position. Not learned. Suggestions.
Suggestions. If you don't have a high dollar scanner, I think you can go on YouTube, and they may kind of walk you through a step how to do it without a high dollar scanner. I'm not sure. That's just a throttle body not learned.
So what? Can it relearn with the scanner?
I never have. I don't think I ever have done it without a scanner before. I've always had a good scanner with
to reprogram it.
Yeah. the DIY people without a good scanner. I think, man, some cars are weird. Sometimes you can do it without a scanner, sometimes you can't. I'm not entirely sure on that particular model.
But you know for sure you can do it.
Yeah, you
with
can
the
definitely
scanner.
do it with a scanner. Yeah.
So I don't know, Mr. NYC, do you have a scanner? Are you a tech, or maybe get somebody to relearn it for you and see? Let
That'll
us know.
probably be easiest.
Chris in the house says hello. He didn't say hello, but I'm sure you meant to. Alex, what could be the problem if the battery light is on? Electric drive smart car 2014, but it holds a full charge and runs perfect.
Electric drive smart car.
They have an alternator? I mean, I know that might be a crazy
Look,
question.
I have no clue. You hit me with one that's I've never worked on a smart car, guys, to be honest with you. I have no clue. Yeah. You finally got me.
Got you stumped.
No clue.
Okay, Chris.
That's just like asking me what trick you could do on a 1970 to make it do this. I don't know. I don't work on that.
I don't know. Would you?
Yeah. I have no clue, buddy. Sorry about that.
Now, but what he gonna do for you, Chris? We gonna research it. And we're gonna find out.
Man, I'm gonna forget.
I got you. I'm gonna make sure. I'm like, nah, because you should know about the smart car, man. I might want to get me one.
Smart cars is not that very popular.
Steve says, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Car Doctor. Hey, Steve.
What's happening, Steve?
I hope you had a good week and your next week gonna be even better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Ryan says, can't wait to see y'all get that 100K on YouTube plat.
I appreciate it.
Man, the day we get that, I'm telling you.
Oh, happy day.
Y'all don't understand, like, but maybe y'all do, but this content stuff is a grind. Do you know how it's very hard to, and every platform is different. Facebook is a little bit different from Instagram, and TikTok is just crazy, and then YouTube is, I know YouTube, but it's so hard to like make
YouTube
content.
Is my family. It's like a warm welcome over here. Versus everywhere else is like, man, I gotta have my stuff ready to shoot.
Nah, but I remember when we started this channel, for real, Alex was unsure about coming on camera and he didn't want to do it.
I just didn't want the popularity. I'm just a normal guy that's not looking for fame or to be in the spotlight.
I'm not. He didn't want to do it. And I was like, we should do it. Come on, let's do it. And we had 72 subscribers, 90% of which was probably family and friends or something. So it was, to see us come all knocking at 50K is something. It's an accomplishment. It's hard, man. There's 412 videos shot, edited, and put up. And we're going to keep going. So thank you. I hope you stick around. Make sure you comment because I'm going to remember your name.
For sure.
When we get there. Schwing. I hope I said that right. Hello from Alberta, Canada. Our Canadians up in the house tonight. Enjoy your videos. Chevy Cruze or Dodge Dart? Chevy Cruze.
Definitely.
Don't get her no Dodge Dart. Which motor is most reliable? Chevy Cruze.
Yeah, I would say the Cruze. It's best to know your demons than not to.
Yes.
Because with the Dodge, you may have some electric gremlins going on that the dealership themselves can't figure out. Versus a Chevy Cruze, you're going to have to replace those plastic bits with the aluminum upgrades. And depending on what engine you have, you're going to have to do the timing belt. The 1.4 has chain, the 1.8 has belt. So just look out for that. Of course, the plastic bits, and I see the hoses, like the coolant hoses, always get soft. So you may just want to just do all new hoses, especially at 100,000 miles. All that stuff starts failing at 100,000 miles. So just something to look out for.
Yeah. And if you're buying on, just see the maintenance records. And if it's a belt, go ahead and do that belt right away if it hasn't been done. Also, too, I don't know how old your daughter is, but it really don't have an age because you have to be educated. Just teach her what overheating is, because once those head gaskets are known for blowing, with people not knowing, you can't do the cruises like that. Any little heat, they gone.
Yeah.
So
our daughter drives a 99 Grand Cherokee with the inline 6. That thing is
it's beatable, but I had to teach her, hey, the needle moving, go ahead and pull over, call your daddy. Don't try to drive, don't try to make it. So because those coolant parts are very brittle and easy
sensitive.
And if she keeps driving, it'll blow. That's the only bad thing. But I think Chevy Cruze get a bad rep, but I've seen them put to over 200,000 miles on them, so they can last. Now the Dart on the other hand,
it's a big question mark.
Yeah, don't. I wouldn't if those are the two.
They didn't even last long. They got a short run, so that should tell you something.
Mm-hmm. Edward Brown said, "I appreciate you answering my question."
Oh, my pleasure.
No
buddy.
problem.
I'm glad I was able to get to you because I know these comments get out of hand.
And I'm trying to work through them. I'm trying. I bet somebody be like, "Well, she shut up and get down the list so she can get to my question."
Don't let me hear that. Keep your comment to yourself.
I've been trying to
I don't play about my wife.
Listen, y'all. Somebody called me cute on TikTok live the other day. Alice was like, "I shoot you." I was like, "Hey, calm down, man. You know, the chill. He probably just playing. Calm down. But I like you crazy about me. I'm crazy about you too." Ryan says, what's going on, Mr. and Mrs. Car Doctor? In PA, we have Napa, AutoZone, Advance, and O'Reilly's Parts Store. Which one do you recommend getting parts from?
AutoZone, to me, is a much bigger company. Then followed by either O'Reilly's or Napa. O'Reilly's bigger than Napa?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, my wife said it.
And because I do all the parts ordering.
Okay, Advanced is like the bottom of the totem pole.
With a lot of their stuff, but I'm gonna say AutoZone because they have a lot of great aftermarket solutions. Mm-hmm. However, it depends on the part. Now, O'Reilly's, they have quality stuff. I haven't really had any problem with O'Reilly's.
No problem.
And they have stuff that AutoZone don't have, like lifters and cams for the 3.6. I have to go straight to O'Reilly's for that or stuff like that. So O'Reilly's is definitely the runner up for sure. Mm-hmm. It's just AutoZone definitely have more aftermarket options, if that makes sense. So those are our top two. We really don't buy from Advance anymore, and Napa on a need-to basis.
Yeah.
So
I only get my block test fluid from Napa.
All right, here's a fun one. Michael Murphy says, "I'm looking at the new Rubicon Jeep. They tried to get me at $55,000.
First off, that Rubicon Jeep is true to my heart because it's a rock crawler. And yes, the price is very high. But hey, let's see what consumer.
I got this. It's my magazine. Back up off me, Alex. I want to show you.
Get to it faster.
I want to show you. Jeep is the worst car. This is what I want to tell y'all. These right here. This will save your wallet. That doggone Consumer Report gonna tell you the truth.
I love Consumer Report.
And you know who's at the very bottom of the totem pole? Jeep.
Check it out. Chrysler is doing bad.
They at the very bottom.
Let's see.
You messing it up, baby.
I know. Here.
That's what I'm saying, man. Come on, give me the magazine. Let me see if y'all can see it. Least reliable. Who at the top? Jeep Wrangler.
No.
Jeep Cherokee. Those are your top.
No, those are the. Okay, look. You got to look at the double arrow down. So Jeep Wrangler.
It's still least reliable, babe.
All I see here is Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Wrangler, the Jetta for some odd reason.
So I don't know.
The Frontier. The Grand Cherokee L, the Rivian, the Volvo plug-in hybrid.
But we talking about Jeep. We talking about Jeep, the car doctor.
Chrysler Pacifica plug-in hybrid. Chrysler
basically, no, we're talking about Rubicon. They're going down. I don't know what the heck is going on because it seems like they're going down in reliability, but the price just keep on going up.
It's ridiculous.
Price is going up. $55,000 for what? To be in the shop? You gonna come see Alice the car doctor?
Now, would you look good outside the road? Y'all, I hit myself. I'm
good.
Passionate about Jeeps, man. I would get one. I'm a mechanic. I could just fix it.
But the Jeep Wrangler and the Jeep Grand Cherokee are amongst the list of least reliable in this issue of Consumer Report. Their 2024 auto issue. If you could get it, it's a good read. Okay. And what I was gonna reach out to Risa Tisa and tell her that BMW X5 is actually pretty good.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. So anyway.
And she can afford to maintain it. Booyah.
Exactly. So she got that paper now. But listen,
she balling.
Here's the thing though.
I still love a Jeep. I still get it just because I'm a Jeep person.
But if you man, please, $55,000. We was gonna gift our daughter for graduating and going on to college or whatever she gonna do, a Jeep. But after looking at the prices, okay, we agreed on the Subaru Forester.
That's very high in rating.
Absolutely.
And okay, when it all boils down to it, guys, who are gonna take a $60,000 Jeep off-roading, potentially gonna scratch it and damage it? No one. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna use that truck to its full potential anyway. Versus a Subaru Forester, gonna have the same capabilities as a Jeep. Because at the end of the day, you're not gonna be rock crawling in it. You're probably gonna take it just dirt trails and just little minor stuff here and there. A Subaru is very capable for like $30,000, 35 for a fully loaded one, just about.
But and for half the cost at Rubicon, for $30,000, you can get your fully loaded Subaru.
Yep.
Okay, all your bells and whistles, your eyesight, all of that stuff. So I feel like, look, I know everybody like to look good. That's great. And if you got the money to pay to play, go ahead.
Because if I had the money to pay to play, I would get my Rubicon. Now I'll probably get a Gladiator, which is still down on the list.
But practicality wins.
Yep.
All right, we answered that question. Jessica Blandberg, who just happened to be one of my dearest
what's
friends.
happening?
Hello from Woodstock.
Up there.
Man, she lives so far.
Man, she in the boonies, man. We went up there. I was like, oh my gosh, how long this ride
I was going on a road trip. I love you, Jess.
We'll not be coming over no time soon.
Yes, I am. He gonna drive me over there. Tavon Cummings says, hello, my favorite YouTube couple.
Oh,
what's up?
That.
I have a 2015 Ram 1500 with the 3.6, 268,000 miles. Give it up for the
Nice. Everybody clap for Tavon.
Tavon. Typical Pentastar tick is worth putting the engine in or just drive it till it dies.
Drive it till it dies.
Yeah. Drive it till it dies.
Yeah, because I don't know anybody budget. But if it was in my situation, you well got your money's worth out of that truck. Mm-hmm. You may put an engine in it and the transmission may go out or something weird may happen. You don't want to be the dead horse,
right?
As I like to say. If that truck now is true to your heart, your granddaddy passed it down to you, something of that nature, or it saved your life miraculously in whatever situation you was in. Yeah, then put a reman in it and get 200,000 miles out of it or whatnot.
Now, if it was a Honda, something we'll say do the engine because we know that those can get high up in miles.
About reached your max with that truck.
Yeah, it's a blessing, but that goes to show, like I said, the Pentastars, they're not all that bad, guys. Excuse me. Also have an 08 Acura TL 3.2 liter. I'm sorry. Just replaced my timing belt, water pump, the whole kabang. My motor mounts and transmission mounts seem bad. Is it worth replacing everything?
Definitely. That's accurate. That thing will outlast that truck 2, 3, 4 times over. A very good engine. Also do a drain and fill on that transmission. I'm not sure the mileage on your vehicle, but that's one of the most highly neglected things out there, especially for Honda owners for some odd reason. Honda is Acura. I know I said Honda because it's actually Honda.
It's a luxury Honda.
Yep. So do a drain and fill with Honda fluid, and you'll be golden.
You golden. Good luck, but good. Hey, I'm proud of you. That mean you was taking care of that Pentastar for it to last that long. So, shout out to you. Michael says 2012 Chrysler Town and Country. I'm trying to finish. I'm having trouble getting the timing correct. I had heads rebuilt, one exhaust camshaft, all lifters and rocker arms, one timing chain.
I have a good video of me doing the lifter job. I did the first one, and this is the reason I did it this way, just in case. I kind of just wrapped up a lifter job into a timing job in one video. And that video does a good job of showing you exactly how to do the timing on your particular truck.
So it's two sets of lifter tutorials. Do the older one, because that one's where we're taking off the front cover.
Yep.
Yeah. So hopefully that helped you.
Yeah.
And then you can comment your questions under that, Michael, if you need further help from Alex or something. Okay. Good luck and kudos to you for trying to tackle the job. Rainmaker 23 says,
I like that name.
Me too. I love it. And he got the Bulls, man. I didn't watch basketball in so long. When I was a kid, Michael Jordan was still playing. I loved that team. That 95, 96 Bulls.
Oh, that was the bomb, boy.
Yeah,
I know about that.
I used to be in front of the TV. Want to be like Mike. Alex is not a sports guy. Rainmaker, he said, good man. Nice to see y'all. It's good to be seen, man.
Yes, for sure.
It really is. Domingo Lugo, yes, call me tomorrow. Remember, he said about the Tahoe. He said he need an honest mechanic.
Well, you'll be coming to the right place. I will not disappoint. I can promise you that.
Yeah, man, we're gonna take care of you. Get it shipped on down here if you want to. Soul says Jeep Patriot 2012 Sport front wheel drive again. Thank you for the super chat again.
Appreciate that.
Man, listen, man, I felt like, man, we cheating you a little bit. You could have just, I don't know, but I guess the line long with the questions. But thank you. It says by fuel induction, you mean the seafoam treatment? Would you recommend replacing the timing chain?
The timing chain, I've never seen an issue on that particular engine. And I've seen that engine up in miles. They just don't give problems that I've seen. So my motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it doesn't have an issue, known issues for timing chains, leave it alone. Yes, I mean seafoam treatment. I have a great tutorial on my YouTube somewhere, videos that's showing you exactly how to do that. Very good treatment to do, guys. I've actually gotten great responses from customers over the years saying that, hey, I noticed this, I noticed that. Oh, my car runs so much better. So that's why I push seafoam treatment so hard, because I get a lot of great feedback from it. And again, I really appreciate your super chat, man.
All right, yeah, man, we appreciate it. In today's world of inflation, you gave Alice.
That's a gallon of gas, y'all. You know how far that can get you? That's like 20 miles. Man, I really appreciate this.
Jose Aguilon says, good evening. I have a 2011 Hyundai Santa Fe and that keeps blowing a horn fuse. What could be the issue?
You could have a clock spring issue. It's in your steering wheel. That's the only thing that comes to mind. Clock spring, it's made to it's weird how clock spring works, because if you take just a regular wire and run it through a steering wheel, well, that wire is just going to twist and just break over time. A clock spring works kind of weird. It's like a wind of wire kind of rolled up in a coil, and every time you turn, it works off. It's weird how it works. So something could have happened in that winding, and it's touching and grounding out and blowing your fuse.
So you just pull the horn portion of the steering wheel off?
That's kind of hard sometimes, because sometimes they have stupid clips, and it's best just to take that to a shop and just mention the clock spring to kind of help them out, so they won't waste your time. What I would actually do for diagnostic purposes, easy diagnostic purposes, you probably can do this yourself. You probably look up how to take off your airbag. You could probably look it up, how to replace the clock spring. But what I would do, I will find the connector and unplug the clock spring completely, and then put the fuse in and see if it blows. If it don't blow, you know for sure it's your clock spring. This is the quick test you can do by yourself. And normally the connector is easy accessible by just removing the covers on this column, and you'll see just a major, a big connector, or just unplug everything. Hey, what have got to be the clock spring, right? So that's just my little 2 cents. If it blows, then you know it's not your clock spring. If it don't blow, you know you got a clock spring issue.
All right, Todd Wesley says, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Allergies kicking my butt, but I'm pulling through for you guys.
He don't take his medicine, so don't feel bad for him. And he watch.
My body have all the medicine it needs. Natural immune system.
Okay, babe. Michael Taylor says, the problem started because the water pump bearing allowed the belt to come off. It went inside the motor through the harmonic balancer. It's on a Town and Country. He was doing the time and got stuck on it. Him.
Oh, okay. Problem started.
Can't get the timing right.
He just telling me how the problem started. I got you.
Watch that video and see what it can do for you. Willie Shields says, I have an 07 Jeep Wrangler X. My bottom radiator hose busted. I replaced it. Now it's running hot.
Okay. If you didn't run that sucker hot, meaning you didn't have that thing pegged out, and you potentially may have a blown head gasket if you ran it hot. But if you didn't run it hot, you potentially just have air in the lines. I have a great tutorial to show how to burp a cooling system on my YouTube channel. It walks people through very well how to burp any cooling system on just about every car. Even though it's a Dodge Charger I'm working on, it still applies to your Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you got to burp the cooling system after you do cooling repairs. It's good practice. So it could be just as simple as that.
Yeah, hopefully it's just air in your system.
I'm a Georgia dealer, and I'm telling you how many cars I done bought from the auction or from like Facebook Marketplace to flip, all because they thought they had a blown head gasket, and whoever they got to do the work didn't even burp.
I feel so bad sometimes.
Feel like you're robbing people.
Should we just give it back or just tell them?
But that sweet couple that sold us that car, they had already bought a new car. They was like, "Here, take it for $600."
They had a newborn baby, and they were like, "Oh man, this is our only car. It really let us down, and just gave us a sob story." And
we told it home. Somebody didn't burp the cooling system.
I'm like, oh,
so make sure you do that, Mr. Willie, and maybe that'll work for you. Tavon says, I took my 08 Saab 93 convertible to Valvoline. They changed the oil, but not the filter. Lucky I noticed and mentioned it. They went back and watched the video camera. They reimbursed me, oil change free. And see, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Take care of the customer. Like, nobody's perfect, but don't sit up here and be like, well, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
At least let it know.
Just investigate.
Right. It's nothing to investigate. So shout out to that Valvoline, because I know the quick lube places get a lot of flack, but there are some good ones out there.
Yeah,
guys.
Just like they're good mechanics like me. I would like to say I'm a very good mechanic, and for those customers I fired, that's their loss.
Oh, yeah, we do definitely have a fired list. I think we already answered this for this gentleman about his Chevy Cruze PO420 friend. David Singleton says, hey, y'all. What's up, David? I purchased an 04 Ford Ranger Edge 3.0 V6 with 182,000 and a manual transmission. Oh, you're a real driver.
Yeah, for sure.
It's missing the vacuum canister and a few vacuum lines are broken. Should I stop driving it until it's fixed?
I would definitely plug those vacuum lines. It's definitely not good to ride around with a vacuum leak. Will it hurt anything? Not really. It would just introduce a lot of false air into the car. False air is air that is not read by the sensor called the mass airflow sensor. The mass airflow sensor picks up all the air that's coming in the engine, and anything that's coming after the mass airflow sensor is related to this false air. The car will try to compensate for that false air and try to adjust for it itself. So theoretically, it will be fine. But it's high. As a good mechanic, I have to tell you to fix that problem. Great truck, by the way. Very low miles for that truck. I've seen those trucks with 300, 400, 500,000 miles on them still purring like a kitten. So you have a winner.
All right. Now, shout out to Dewana Hunter for Cash App and Alex.
Thank you, Dewana. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we thank you so much. And we did get it. I mean, pending you hope you had meant to say because it says for seeing if this is the right Cash App. So I don't know.
Thank you.
If it ain't the right, let me know. I'll send it back. But thank you so much, Dewana. We appreciate you so much. Anytime, like I said, man,
love, man,
you guys, we out here trying to do.
It means a lot to me. It really does.
Michael Taylor said it was my first time working on a Chrysler. Listen, and then like learning something your first time.
I remember those days.
Yeah. So hey,
guys, just a little FYI, how I became so good throughout my career. I was out there alone as a mobile mechanic, so I was forced to figure things out in order to please my customers and get their car back running. So I really had to learn to think outside the box and look at things different. That's how you really become good at whatever field you're going to be in. It's just like birds when they're getting kicked out the nest. They just float. If you don't know how to fly, you better figure it out or you're going to be a pancake.
Right.
And for the most part, they figure it out. Versus human beings, we always have this handicap thing where either sometimes the mother is too attached to their offspring, their child, and they baby them too much. Not saying that's you. I'm not trying to talk about anybody, but sometimes in doing so, we handicap them and they will never learn. Sometimes it's good to get hurt out there because through pain becomes
humans
learning.
learn.
Yeah, we learn through pain, guys.
Or misfortune, or hit them in the pocket. We'll never forget that lesson.
Yes.
And not only that, or we have analysis paralysis, and then don't do it. Just do it, you know. So kudos to you, Michael.
Yes.
And man, and if you can't get it right, don't be afraid to be like, okay, you know what?
Sorry I went off topic. I
thought that was actually good. I'm proud of it.
My other analogy is don't listen to, if you like on edge about doing something like starting a business because this person is saying, oh no, that right now it's not the right time. My analogy is it's just like a pool. You go out to the pool and you ask the people, how's the water? Ooh, it's cold. But you know, once you get in, it's fine. That kind of psych you out. Don't even listen to no one. Just jump in the pool. You know it's gonna be all right. You see everybody else doing it. You're gonna be fine.
Alex, the motivational speaker. And Miss Dewana, she meant to send us the cash app, but she says, Dewana Hunter, for my son, I love you guys. Watching you.
Oh, that warms my heart, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate
that, man. Like I said, this inflation, y'all over here dropping these. You know, dang. 35 Duval talking. Hold on, huh? When a dealership tells you it's on back order, what does that really mean? But seriously though.
It's weird because they'll say something is on back order in our mind. It'd be like, oh, this is months away. And the next day we get it. So it's very weird.
Back order supposedly means that the manufacturer, I guess, have to make some more. They don't have any in their warehouses across the country because normally if they don't have it, they'll order it from somewhere. But back order mean like they ain't got none. But then, like I said, we order something 3 days later it come versus the time that thermostat was on back order and we literally waited 4 months.
Well, that's because the workers or something went on strike.
Weird. So a lot of stuff was on back order because nobody was working to make the parts. So that's what it means.
But guys, I really do appreciate the super chats. Yeah, it does mean a lot to me. You know, I'm not saying that just because.
Yeah, and
we work hard for our money.
Y'all, y'all do, and we pay it for it. But believe that, and we don't miss the opportunity to bless someone. But it's not for me to say because the Bible say don't let your right hand, left hand, right. You ain't got to brag about it. But just know we don't miss the opportunity, so it doesn't go unnoticed. And we thank y'all. Linda Washington says, "Hi family, should I buy a F-150 Ford pickup, a Dodge Ram, or a Silverado?"
Okay, here's my pick.
What you gonna pick? Because I know what I would pick.
I would pick. My first pick is the F-150. Can't go wrong with F-150, especially the newer ones. Like the early 2000s, you want to stay away from the 3-valve. If it's prior to the 3-valve, it's golden, a tank. If it's not a 3-valve and like the Coyote or the 3.5, you're pretty much golden. My next pick is going to be the.
It ain't no Ram. She should get the Ram.
It's hard to say because
don't get the Silverado.
Silverado has been tripping lately, guys. I would definitely say that's last on my list because if you go with a newer Silverado, of course I'm talking about newer stuff now, 16, 15s, above that, they have transmission problems, DOD problems. Along with other little knick-knack issues, the Ram is going to have the least problems
versus the
Chevy. You can go with the Pentastar. You know what you're going to get there. May have a lifter tick in the future or cooler. You know, that kind of stuff you can kind of anticipate. The Hemi, you know, you're probably going to have the Hemi tick in the future. But nowhere near as bad as the Silverado. So Ford, my top pick. Dodge, Silverado last. I'm not even gonna say Silverado unless it's the older one.
I'd go Ram.
Now, if it's the older Silverado, like 06 and under, oh, it's golden.
She ain't trying to ride old. She wants something new.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I'm gonna say this. There's something wrong with all of them. So yeah, pick your poison. But I mean, come think about it. I would do F-150 Ram then.
Yeah. I knew you would. Lincoln's never let us down.
I know. Yeah, that's why
Lincoln is Ford, and
I had to remember. Yeah. So Miss Linda,
Even the 3 valves, we was fine with that. It's best to know your poison. With the 3 valve, you're gonna have timing chain issues. Just replace the timing chain and make sure you keep up with your oil changes. And if you do get a used one, have it pre-inspected and make sure it's not a sludge engine. Make sure none of these cars are rust buckets, because rust buckets can cost you in the future.
She might be getting the new. Duval says, "Bless you, G."
Man, appreciate it.
Duval,
man.
when I slide through Florida, baby, I'm gonna let you know for sure. Come holler at me.
Up.
Mr. Blunt says, "Could PO 352 be crankshaft sensor?"
Ignition coil, primary, secondary. Most likely. What type of vehicle?
Does it say ignition coil?
Yeah, it said ignition coil. Normally, if it's throwing an ignition coil code, that's normally what it is. I need to know your year, make, and model, because sometimes codes will switch descriptions.
Yeah, right now it's looking like the coil, Mr. Blunt. All right, we answered this one already. Chris said, "Man, I got a question, bro, but he ain't asked no question, Chris."
Oh, you let everybody pass you.
Chris? Oh, there you go. I'm going to pick you up, Chris. I ain't going to do you like that. Chris Jefferson says, "I have a 2001 Honda Civic that keeps running hot even after I change the thermostat, radiator, hoses, and fans."
Again, did you burp your cooling system? Make sure you burp your cooling system. Again, I have a great video explaining how. If you ran it hot, do a block test before you even waste your time burping the cooling system. Just to check the integrity of the head gasket.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because them in the Civics, now we just did a Civic with a blown head gasket.
Yeah, we did.
His stuff always just Honda, blown head gas. Dre 77 says, "What's good, y'all? This is the best podcast on YouTube."
Nice.
My question is, what we show do? I mean, that's a lot. When y'all say we're the best, I'd be like, man, come on, man. We just two little folks from Georgia just trying to just talk to y'all about cars, really, but we appreciate it. My question is, why does my engine has a hard acceleration when driving? It shifts fine, but it has a slow takeoff with no engine light on.
All right, has a hard acceleration. Okay, hard acceleration means slow takeoff. I'm gonna need to know what type of vehicle you have, buddy. But let me take a shot at it just on a general basis. When I hear slow takeoff, 2 things come to mind that can potentially not throw a check engine light. Either your transmission is stuck in limp mode. I always mention this. Some transmissions will not throw a check engine light. It's probably starting off in like 3rd gear or something. And it's going to give you a slow takeoff. And once you get up to speed, it seems like it's kind of revving high. The other thing that comes to mind is plunged catalytic converter. You could potentially have a stopped up cat. It would not throw a check engine light code because the downstream oxygen sensor is getting a real good clean reading, because everything just stopped up. It's just, it's not flowing that well. So the oxygen sensor is not picking up. But again, that would kind of give you a heads up. If you have a plunge cat, it will throw a PO 420 or 430 code prior to that happening. I would need to know what type of vehicle you have, the better kind of help you along there. But that's what comes to mind, the 2 things.
All right. Hi, John. Another one of my favorites.
John. What's happening, buddy?
What's up, y'all? I got a 2017 Accord Sport, and I've been hearing a gurgling sound under the hood, especially when I'm stopped with my foot on the brake. What would you recommend I start looking? Where would you?
We'll make sure the radiator fans are coming on first off. If it's gurgling, that could be the no, I take that back. First, check that dang on radiator cap. The radiator cap on those Hondas, they always mess up. And when they do, it won't hold pressure. And when you stop, it'll just be gurgling straight into the overflow, because your overflow seal the radiator cap is destroyed. So first off, just change it. They always go bad. Just trust me when I say just change it. Even though if it looks good to you, just change it and then go from there. Also, after you change your radiator cap, check the radiator fans. Make sure those radiator fans are coming on, because the radiator fans come in play when the vehicle is at a standstill. When the vehicle is at a standstill, wind is no longer flowing through the radiator, making that greater heat exchange. When the car stops, everything is stagnant, heat builds up, and the radiator fans is not able to drag air through that radiator. It will start bubbling over into the overflow tank. So hopefully that helps.
All right. My bad. I had got off track. I was over here. Sometimes when he be talking, I just be like,
I'm trying to drop some gems. See, my wife done heard all this before.
Right.
So she's like, I don't want to hear this.
Even when I don't want to hear it, he be like, you want to know about it? I be like, no. And he go talk anyway. I'm like, you know what, man? He make me know. DJ Chucky Madness says allergy regimen. Okay, take notes. Hold on, let me pull out my phone. So he gonna do this. He gonna do this, Chucky. Nasal rinse a mist almost daily. Claritin or something similar. Generic is fine. And Flonase if I have flare-ups. Been doing it since 2019. Come on now. Because Alex allergies is tied to his asthma, and he'll have allergies and then asthma, and he's going through inhalers. Like, he gotta get it together, y'all. Thank you. I'm gonna make sure that he does that. A nasal mist. I'm gonna go to Walmart tomorrow, and you doing it. Okay. We answered that for Chris already, I think. Yeah, keep running hot. Tori Andrews, I got a 5.4 V8 Triton. What you have to say about that?
It just depends on which one you have. I have an engine, a Triton 2-valve, and they're wonderful. Heck, the 3-valve get a bad rep. I know it does, but I've had plenty of those engines. What, 2? I guess that's plenty. Both in Lincoln Navigators, and they took us all over the world. Not all over the world, all over the country. Let me rephrase that. And they've been fine. It's all about maintenance. And who's pulling up? I wonder.
No.
No.
I don't know who that is.
Probably Kiki. Some Jeep. Anywho, guys, sorry. I'm always weary of when people
pull up. You gotta be careful.
I'll be packed. Yeah, because I sure not prepared out here. I don't got my heat on me, guys.
It's good. It's good. Now let's go ahead. We got about 4 more minutes on here.
Who is that?
I don't know. Come on.
Okay. I like the engine. Me personally. Speaking of I had it. So just the 3-valve is a little bit more weary than the 2. I don't know which engine you have. So
all right. Tony Tone. All you need to do is add one more Tony. Tony. That's my favorite R&B group. I have a 1999 BMW 328i with a crank no start. I replaced the old battery on Friday. Checked the fuses and replaced the fuel pump relay. After all, I still have a crank no start. Any ideas?
All righty. Crank no start. Replaced the old battery on Friday. Check the fuses. Replace the fuel pump relay. You're going to have to really go through some diagnostic procedures there. I would say start off by hooking a scan tool up to it to see if you get any codes that'll kind of lead you in the right direction. Second, I will, using the same scan tool, make sure you have a crank signal. And next after that, the crank signal is basically reading RPMs. It should be reading like maybe 200 RPMs as you turning over the vehicle. After that, check for fuel pressure. That'll kind of get you started. That's some little DIY steps that you can take. Hopefully that helps. It's going to be hard for me to tell you exactly where to go to in a situation like that because it can be so many, All
right. Hopefully it helped, Tony. Dominique says hard 12 shift on 2020 Chevy Silverado 1500 Trail Boss 4L60 6-speed automatic.
I don't think that's a 4L60. That may be another transmission. The 6 speeds was another transmission. 4L60s was a 4-speed. I'm no transmission expert by any means, but again, these Silverados and their transmissions, they're just defective. You
We
can most
got a
likely
low mileage Suburban in the shop right now.
Yeah.
Getting transmission 20 something.
I would say just replace it because or take it to a transmission shop. That's the only thing I got to say about that. I'm not too big on transmissions.
Tony said he ordered a fuel pump. Next, is he on the right track?
No, I wouldn't throw parts at it, buddy. Definitely hook up a fuel pressure gauge to it and see if it's getting fuel pressure. Because the last thing you want to do is just blindly
shoot the parts cannon.
Yeah, shoots the parts cannon because it can cost you a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Do the proper test. After doing the proper test, replace the proper parts.
Okay.
Who was that, sweetie?
That's my mom. No, I told you it ain't nobody. Well, listen, we go to work and we come home and we do this. We don't. I got one friend, couple of friends, 4 or 5, but they all stay far, so we don't get visitors often.
Yeah,
that's why you see
us. Put me on edge. Just like, wait a minute.
Who is that? Even the kids like, who is that, Mama? Charles says we are in Georgia. What's a catalytic converter?
A catalytic. A catalytic converter is basically an engine filter. You basically have two. You have an air filter and you have an exhaust filter. It basically turns harmful exhaust gases into H2O, water. That's why sometimes you'll see mist or water coming out of people's tailpipes because it's the catalytic converter doing its job. Catalytic converters have precious metals in them, and it breaks down carbon monoxide into, like I said, H2O. So
and that's why people steal them.
How it works.
For them precious metals.
Yep.
You can get a couple of $100 off a catalytic converter.
It has platinum, iridium, and tritium, and I don't know, a whole bunch of other stuff in it.
What part of Georgia you in? If you up here with us, let me know. Michael Murphy said, I be on that Zyrtec D. Yeah, you got to show your ID to get there. I'm actually
good stuff.
No, I'm gonna go and get you some.
Man, I don't want nothing.
You gonna take it? Take it.
I'm gonna fight through this. I'm a fighter.
No, he's gonna get that D. That didn't sound right.
No, I'm not.
I'll take the D. You know what I mean.
I'm definitely gonna die today. I don't get you that day. I'm gonna get you another day.
Okay, my bad. I'm going to buy him the Zyrtec D, actually. Dan says, how long have y'all been married?
2 years.
No. Oh, okay. Our daughter getting ready to be 17, so 17 years.
Yeah, 17.
Been together for 18 years, and we met at AutoZone. I worked there. I was 18. Yep. He was 17.
I put that Mac down on him.
No, he didn't. I definitely hollered at him. I was like, what's up, baby?
I was sick. I didn't feel like
he about to change some brakes. He might could do something.
My wife told me I was in the water. I remember that.
He had on these the little coveralls, but they was in the water a little bit. I was like, that's all right. He a working man. But anyway, he told me he was 18, but he wasn't.
That was 17.
Just lying.
I ain't think you wanted me.
She
dipping in the cookie jar. You heard it here first.
No, that following. So look, when his birthday came, I was like, "Oh my God, you're 19." He was like, "Oh yeah." He forgot that he lied, y'all.
No, I did.
He was like, "Oh yeah, about that. I'm 18 now." I'm like, loser kids say, "What is a car?" Listen, baby, it's Sunday night, baby. I ain't got time to be playing with you. Go on, loose kid. Now, go on.
You car is something that you get on.
And you take your 2
feet and you pedal it to get you from point A to point B.
It's called a Huffy. Now, that's the make and model for you.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a couple of more, y'all, because my mom just pulled up and that's unlike her. So I need to see what's up with that. Michael Murphy says, because y'all keep it real, a lot of mechanics be foul and steal your money and don't fix your car. Exactly. And it's like, for all the commenters that was mad at Alex for putting shops on blast, it's like, listen, that's the problem with the industry now. It's like y'all out here, I heard y'all out here driving people cars, taking their money.
Just horrible.
Just telling lies. It's like, look, like, and I'm not trying to preach to nobody, but this is what we believe and this is how we operate. The Bible says you cannot serve God and mammon. That's money. You either hate one and love the other. So we had to emotionally divorce money a long time ago because money will make you do things. Sell your body, kill a person. I used to watch First 48. You kill a person over $5, person just laying there dead.
Ridiculous, man.
So it's kind of like you have to divorce that. And once you focus on where you're gonna get your substance from, it's easy for him not to lie. Because I know where my help come from.
That's why I say I don't have nothing to gain from this.
But,
I'm just out here trying to help people.
But people crazy about money. It's like the people with Christian Brothers. He could have simply just looked it back over. I'm sorry, we broke it. The piece is $40. Just buy another one, put it on. Y'all are multi-million-dollar
or fix it. It's an easy fix.
So it's kind of like
don't put freaking electric tape on it. It's like the most jankiest backyard stuff I've ever. Oh man, it's just don't get me started.
Okay, and then like I said, hard lessons you learn. Like, okay, last weekend I cleaned the shop because I got tired of it looking a mess. I accidentally threw away some manifold.
Cost me $600.
It ran me $600-700, but that's not the customer fault.
I just bought it.
You got to buy it and keep going. Like, it's okay. The money will come back.
I fix so much stuff. Sometimes I let the customer know. Sometimes I won't. I've broken door handles. And sometimes I'm like, hey, your door handle broke on me. It broke on me. I can clearly see it starting to fall apart, but maybe I was too rough. Maybe you knew exactly how to touch it and I didn't. But nevertheless, I bought you another one. Just situations like that all the time. You don't hear about me like that because I always make it right at the end of the day.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? I know that's hard to believe because we live in a world of crazy people, but it's the truth. You cannot serve God and mammon.
Because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If
wrong,
I'm right, I'm gonna fight you about it.
In the same breath, if we right, we're gonna stand up for what's right. So hopefully I know it's hard. It is what it is, and you can look at the fruit of somebody's life and judge if they for real or not. Me and Alex are happy. Our children are happy. We are not rich, but we have a good time and we have a good life. So it's not that deep to me. Davin Whitlow says, hey, Alex, what's the difference between glow plugs and spark plugs?
Great question, man. I love this question because I'm a diesel fan. Diesel engines and gasoline engines are two different combustion type engines. Let's talk about spark plugs first. Spark plugs are used to create a spark to ignite the gas and air mixture. Diesels don't use spark plugs. Diesels use glow plugs, but the only time they use the glow plugs, when the glow plugs come in need, is only upon startup, because diesel is it ignites the fuel by pressure. If you compress something, diesel fuel and air.
Let me lean over here.
When you compress diesel and air mixture so tightly, the air around it heats up from pressurizing it. And when you compress air in a tight spot, and the air will heat up, and all you have to do is inject diesel into it and a combustion will happen. So how you get the diesel started is the question, because it's cold mornings. So what they do is use a glow plug to heat the air in the combustion chamber of a diesel. Once the diesel is started, those glow plugs will turn off. Or in Cummins, they like to use block heaters. The block heater, it'll warm itself up, warm up the combustion chamber just to get it started. Once it's started, all it's doing is compressing air at a very high pressure, and the fuel is injected in it and the combustion process happens. Very cool. That's why I like diesels. Hopefully I didn't get too much off topic, but I want to kind of explain.
It sounded good. Yeah. Charles Meckham says, anyone asking what's wrong with their vehicle, I've replaced this and that. Why don't you just pay for a real diag instead of guessing? I don't know. You know what, Charles? A lot of people ain't diagging right.
Yeah.
To be honest. And a lot of people don't trust the auto repair industry, and it sucks because we're in the industry. So that's why we do these Q&As. I mean, Alex has diagnosed many stuff over the internet before, helping people. So I remember we got a call from Texas. Shop over in Texas tried to tell this man he need cams and lifters and this and that, and because it was ticking. Well, he called us in Georgia because we had just did all of that before he moved. Come to find out, it was something else, and they wasn't diagnosing right. So it just
it was skipping. It wasn't even
skipping.
tipping. It was just skipping. I was like, dude, most likely it has a burnt out coil or something. That's
Right.
very common.
We never heard from him again.
Nope.
So I don't know. I guess that what it is, but
No, what I told him was, I was like, yes, I can fix it again for you if you don't trust them folks up there. If it's my fault, I eat the tow bill, no problem.
right, no problem.
Labor, all that. But if I'm not wrong, I mean, if it's a new problem, you're gonna have to pay your tow bill, and you're gonna have to pay me to fix it. It's up to you, and I'm gonna film everything just so you can see, and I can be transparent. And I guess whatever I told him with the ignition coils, I told him how to fix it, and never heard from him again.
Yeah. So hey, if I had to get a car towed from Texas to correct something, I will do that.
Yes,
it's not that problem. Deep. It's just money. People just.
Yeah, and again, a dealership or another shop saying, "Oh, I need cams,
need this
time." First of all, if something was timed wrong, good people, that car would have never made it to Texas. He would have never made it up there. It would have been a check engine light or something. Never would have made it up there.
So it's hard. Mike says, and putting his 2 cents, he says, Charles, some people think they should get a Diag for free, or maybe they think the parts Canon is cheaper in the long run. Yes, now we do deal with that. I had a customer. He was like, oh, he was like, hey, if you diagnose it, this is the same one that came from another shop. Does it go toward the labor? No, it does not. No, it does not. This is time. That's the problem. That's why people don't want to Diag correctly, because you feel like you should get it for free. So while we're for the people, we're also, I like to tell people, we're not a nonprofit. We're definitely for profit, and that's not a dirty word, but you're going to pay for this man's knowledge and time. Okay, so if it took him an hour to diagnose it, you're going to pay for that hour plus the repair. So that's just the name of the game, people. But listen, guys, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I know, right? My mom's like, hey, it's been an hour and 40 minutes. We love you. Time gets away out here. We get to talking about cars and stuff, but we're here to help you. Want to say bless you. I want to say that I hope your week was great. And if it wasn't, I hope the next one is better for you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Guys, I enjoyed you like always. Alex, Car Dr. Al. See you on the next one, good people.
Stop stealing my line. Most definitely. See y'all on the next one. Have
Bye,
a good night.